Everybody, and welcome to Hex Token. Another day in the office. Your host, Superman, in the house. Your boy, broadcasting from the bottom of the world, of course, New Zealand. And of course, it is the 3rd of June, Saturday, and it is 11:30 in the morning. Woo! It is sunny outside. People are playing and singing and dancing. That is New Zealand, folks. Well, that's where we are here at the moment as well. So hope you guys are enjoying yourself out there. Hope you guys are having a good time, rock and rolling. And of course, let's see who's in the house. We've got Lights Beneath. Hello, how are you today? Very, very good as always. Always good to see Lights Beneath in the house. And of course, the gold standard of crypto, Richard Hart, Hex, PLS, PLSX, and PLS and incentive for the win, 100%. So that is the golden mile there. We love it. We've got Katie in the house as well. First time I've ever seen red, white, and blue in LA. You're talking about the bridge, yeah. So the thumbnail is a bridge in LA. So yeah, I thought it was quite a good image to show the open bridge, which was kind of cool. And the red, white, and blues. Love it. We got Katie in the house there. Smash the likes and join the Discord. Definitely smash the likes and hit the Discord there. Discord is free. And it seems to be a theme of this channel, free. Although we do have memberships, so you can join the channel as a member. We've got Pulsechain, Hexskins, and Richard Hart Club, and you can help support the channel through the year, which is nice. What else there? We've got Blobfish King. Good morning from Australia. G'day, mate, as we say. Good to see you, Blobfish King. We got Lamech as well. Awesome. Good to see you, Lamech. And we got Blobfish King. G'day, Lies. I think we are going to make it. I think so too. I think that's a pretty good sentiment there. Let's go, says Katie. Good to see you, Superman. Good to see you too, Katie. And we got Richie Robinson in the house there. Good night, Superman. It's too early for bed. We're just waking up here. Well, we're a little bit waking up here, but we're having fun. Crypto Tycoon in the house as well. Hello, Pulse family. Good to see you, Crypto Tycoon. Acapella as well. Hi, all. Good to see you as well. So it looks like we've got everyone in the house. So let's get straight into it. And let's bring in some of the cool stuff that's happening with Richard Hart. So we're going to talk about that. Let's bring that into the house. Oh, Mix managed to jump in just in time. What's it? Superman's done told you. That's true, Mix. You got it. Cool. Sorry, I didn't know the different time zone. We're all on different time zones, I would suggest. Richie, I think we're all on different time zones. Academic Messier have dropped in there too. Hello, Superman. Good to see you as well. There's a big shout out as well. I love to read out the comments because obviously community is number one, numero uno. And it always reminds me of what Richard Hart said. You know, the community was what surprised him the most, which I think was pretty awesome. PSI's jumping in before we get into the RH stuff. I'm so excited for the DApps to be live. Liquid loans, Power City, etc. 100%. And I'm going to be spotlighting a lot more of those in the days ahead. Maybe doing a video today on NFTs. So that's going to be fun. Yes, 2 day straights for me. Nice one. All right, Charity's jumping there too. Hi, Charity. Good to see you. All right, let's get into it. Without further ado, we're 4 minutes into it. Let's get into the Richard Hart updates, Pulsechain, and of course some cool tweets from Richard over the last 24 hours. 16 hours ago, Richard tweeted, Pulsechain is the world's largest airdrop. Everyone on Ethereum gets a free copy of their coins. And I would get out there as a community, get out there and keep spreading the news there because people can get their copies. Most people probably don't even know they've got those copies on Pulsechain. Also teach them about how much cheaper it is and that it's, slightly faster as well, generally speaking. All the good stuff there, all the big ecosystem that's coming. Let them know the full thing. Really just let them know because I think that's the best way of getting mass adoption. And the community plays a huge role in it, a huge role. And network effect is important. Right. So we've got some cool pictures there from the PLS Burn website. So you guys know we always go through these, but there was obviously a nice little price bounce overnight. We're going to get into all that, and the gas prices are super cheap. There's lots to tell people around. And the validators coming in pretty strong, looking pretty cool. And, of course, lots of funds coming through over the official bridge there, which has got a new bridge, which we're going to talk about today, the native Pulse bridge, which means people will not just get wrap Pulse, but get native Pulse that they can use for fees and swapping, which means they're fully, there's no gates, there's no barriers to entry. We've already seen that there's been about 10 or 11 other mechanisms of getting native Pulse, but now the official bridge for getting native Pulse is now live and that's probably going to ramp up over the next 24 hours, is my guess. And we're going to talk more about that when we get there. I have to. We got Briz in the house there. We have. Before we get to Briz, though, let's get into a few comments. We got what else there? Take it slow to y'all. Yeah, definitely take it slow. We got Cleveland High in the house there. What's up, y'all? Good to see you as well. And Briz, I got a shout out to Briz because Briz got retweeted by Richard Hart. I think I got the tweet down here. Is it further down? Yeah, there we are. So Briz Geology put out this really cool tweet. I thought it was great. He goes, my 3-year stake, this is talking about Hex stake, cost $1.30 on Pulsechain to end. So he had a 3-year stake, real OG there, Briz. He had a 3-year stake there, ended for $1.30 on Pulsechain. Of course, he got his copy because Pulsechain forked Ethereum on the 10th of May at 10:36 at night, and he got his copy then. And so he's got a copy on that Pulsechain. That's why, and it only cost him $1.30. But when he went to end his stake on Ethereum, it cost him $123. Now, I'm not sure what the GWAI was. The GWAI's definitely come back, right? Pulsechain's helped with that for sure. Yeah, $123 on the Ethereum there. Obviously, the lower GWAI, the better. But look at the cost comparison, regardless, is amazing. $1.30 to 123. What's that, about 115x or something? It's a huge difference in there. So pretty amazing. Pretty amazing there. So that was retweeted by Richard. It's a nice one there, Briz. Briz doing a great job. Obviously streaming as well. A lot on Matty Allen's, the game show. Gaming something. That show. You guys know. That show. Here we got Empty Corner in house as well. Good to see Empty Corner. And of course, yes, he retweeted me. Yeah, awesome, Briz. I hope you gained plenty of followers, Briz. I hope you gained plenty of followers. You're well deserved. And of course, Briz was tweeting out all the stuff around the Pulse burn and everything else. So nice work there, Briz. Keep it up. The great work. KD in house 100, 100%. Right, so let's move forward here. So Richard tweeted out there about the airdrops. So get out there and spread the word. Let me move past this into this update. So you guys know we use the PLSburn.com. We use that for our summary on this live show. And of course, they've now got an iOS app live. An iOS app live now, so that's kind of cool. And you can get that from the App Store. It's a version 1, so don't expect too much. It has prices, gas fees, a nice little portfolio tracker built in, so that'd be useful for people. A lot more iOS updates soon with cool new features, and of course, we do love their site, so that's pretty cool. I'm going to paste a copy of the tweet to there in the chat. What do we call that? PLS Burn iOS app. So you can download that if that's useful to you. Oh, bam, there it is. That's it there, right there. You can see it, folks. So that was pretty cool. And I actually haven't hit the image here. So we're doing this kind of live because I haven't actually looked through any of this stuff. So we're just doing it live. What else we got there? PLS Burn, what's new, the version, all the stuff like that. So you can definitely check that out. Nice work there. All right. We're going to move on from that. Let's jump into the big news of the day. The big news of the day was less than 3 hours ago, I believe. And of course, maybe 2.5, 3 hours. I'm not sure if there's rounding on here. What time does that say there? Or it doesn't tell me on this particular one. But anyway, the native bridge. The native Pulse bridge is live. Native Pulse between Pulsechain and Ethereum. So this is awesome. That means there's no barrier to entry for anybody to get Pulse now. Like we had in the first 10 days in particular. We've had, a few solutions since then over the last week. Like I say, I think there's at least 11 that I can think of. I probably couldn't think of all of them right now, but I can think of probably at least 8 or 9 of them right now. So yeah, that is pretty much it. On the way back to Pulsechain, Wrap Pulse will automatically unwrap to native Pulse. So that's the big thing there. If you can understand that, that's really cool. On the way back to Pulsechain, so if you buy it on the Ethereum chain, so you buy a Wrap Pulse on Ethereum chain with your Pulse. If you buy Wrap Pulse on Ethereum chain with your Ethereum, your ETH there, you can then bridge that Wrap Pulse that you bought over to Pulsechain over the bridge, and it will unwrap that for you automatically to native Pulse when it gets to the Pulsechain side. So that native Pulse is the Pulse coin. Wrap Pulse is on Pulsechain is the PRC20 token, and that is the DEX and bridge kind of version of Pulse coin that you need for fees, right? So that's kind of the way to look at it. So bridge.pulsechain.com. Now anybody with access to ETH can get Pulse, which is fantastic. note the old wrap Pulse does not unwrap automatically. Obviously, that was a big issue because you could buy Pulse, wrap Pulse on Ethereum and then bridge it over, but you weren't able to, do anything else after that. So you had to, take to an unwrapped contract or thereabouts. So you still need Pulse. So you're kind of stuck in a conundrum there. And of course, we're getting all these faucet sites set up, and all the community was trying to, give away Pulse and all sorts of stuff. Then we got centralized exchanges. We got some nice, cool gas, Pulsechain gas bridge from Dickcatcher and a few other sites there as well, Pulse to ETH and all those other sites. But now we've got an official bridge, so that really helps. We're still expecting Power City, multi-chain, and those kind of solutions to come as well. So we're looking forward to those coming pretty soon, is my guess. Let's use the new one, which is pretty cool. And of course, then he posted the other ones here. So posted the new contract is OX8A, OXA8, and then ends in D68A. That's the new wrap Pulse on Ethereum. So that's the one you want to buy with your ETH. You want to buy that one with ETH. Now, I did look at that if I copy that and I look at Dex Screener, which one am I going here? If I go to have a look at Dex Screener, it does appear that the liquidity is not yet very juicy at the moment. So just take that into account. And so, yeah, all these have got pretty low liquidity in them at the moment. They do apparently have a honeypot warning at the moment, which isn't great. Not sure if that will go away, but I'll probably just leave it a little while and see how these get set up, is my guess. So, yeah, these are the pairs D68A there. Looks like we've got what pairs? We've got USD Tether, USDC, wrap Pulse, wrap Pulse, and of course that will be the old wrap Pulse, and then we've got wrapped ETH and DAI. DAI seems to be the combinations there at the moment. But they've all got pretty small liquidity in there at the moment. Let's have a look at this wrap Pulse to wrap Pulse and have a quick look at that. It seems to have just been set up here. Now, they've got these warnings. Now, I'm not sure whether this is normal. They've got the honeypot warning on there. So, yeah, I'm not sure. Honeypot token can't be sold due to malicious code. So I'm not sure why those are popping up on this. So, yeah, just might bide our time. This is the right contract, though. So, not sure why that's coming up there. So those are there at the moment, and they've got pretty small amount of liquidity in there at the moment. So that's the other thing. They're all got, 4.9K, 2K, 10K there. So I'm not sure what's happening on that site. Let us know if you've done one on this bridge, because there's not much liquidity at the moment. All right, let's jump through some of the tops here. I'm going to get some of the comments before we move on. So yeah, here is the old contract. So the old contract here is this one. This is the wrap Pulse contract on Ethereum. And this is the old one. So if you copy that in, this is the one we've been looking at, right? So let me have a look here on Pulse on ETH chain. This is the one here. This is the top one that we had. Liquidity's definitely gone down dramatically. It's only 310K in there now. So that's definitely LPs seems to have been pulled on that, relatively speaking. So definitely gone down a lot on the old contract there, but there's still plenty of liquidity. Still 310K in there at the moment, which is what 1.8 billion Pulse versus 45K, almost 45K USDC on that one. What's the issue on this one? Let me have a look at that. Open source. Okay, nothing in there. Okay, so that's where that is at the moment. So we're watching that over the next day ahead to see that new contract and liquidity in there. So everyone seemed, a lot of people were very positive, obviously because it's, opening up the native Pulse, which is fantastic. A few people are confused still, a few are confused. So like this person here, confused to the max, newbies should understand all this. So he's getting a bit of that. So I think it's going to be a lot of education there, and we'll wait and see how that gets on. But that is good news. What else we got in these comments? Open the gate, says K for K. How to Pulse, amazing work. It's crazy how fast you and your devs move on their solutions, says How to Pulse. Right, Toby One says, I think this is what he was waiting on before doing a live stream. It would be great to get an old school live stream with RH like a good old days. Yeah, I reckon it's going to be pretty big, man. I was just looking at Ivan on Tech. Ivan Tech did a video yesterday. I think he had when I looked at it anyway, he had 20,000 views. I can't remember the time frame, but when I think about Richard's engagement, because you think Ivan's got like 500,000 subscribers there. I think Richard's got what, 200, is it? 150, 200. But Richard gets just absolutely ginormous engagement on his live streams. I mean, it just they make even all the top influencers would be envious of Richard Hart's engagement. That level he gets is pretty incredible. Right, so that's pretty cool. Now, obviously, there's been a bit of drama, and you guys know I don't normally talk about drama, but a bit of drama with Coin Gecko, was it? No, Coin Market Cap, and what's the other site? Just forget it at the moment. But just some terrible stuff there. It's just these are the sort of attacks that you just you almost laugh at, because it's just a bit silly with that. So one of their writers doing that, or editor or something like that. So pretty crazy. Just ignore that sort of silly stuff. Honestly, that's maybe it's a compliment to how awesome Pulsechain is going to be. So it's going to be pretty cool. All right, so that's that. Let's get into some of the comments, see what else people are saying. Yes, he retweeted me. I love that. That's so good, Chris. Let's see. We've got Tin Top in the house there. What's up? What's up? What's up, Tin Top? Good to see you. And we've got Sandy Beach in the house. Hi, Hex Token and everybody. Still no home internet. I'll be in background listening. And hey, Sandy Beach, maybe you should get Elon Musk's satellite solution. Starlight, Stargate, what is it? You know the one, Star something. Boy, I'm doing bad this morning with my memory. It's really bad, really bad. Roger Patrick's in the house there. Good morning, Suitman and family. Good to see you. And what else do we got? Adrian in the house. There's Richard trying to shill with smoke, not wicking. Says Adrian. What else we got going there? Brazaji says it was really cool, especially since you gave me a follow the day before. Oh, really? That's cool, Briz. He hasn't got that many people he's following, I don't believe. I'm not sure how many he's following. Anyway, let's move into some of the other news. We'll catch up on some of the comments as we move forward. Let us go up here. So we had this one here 2 hours ago. Hex went up a 10,000x on vastly superior FUD. Actually, before we do that, let me post this one here in the chat here in case you haven't seen it here. So let me post that in the chat. So that is, what do we call it? Native Pulse Bridge. Definitely retweet, and that's got the links to the new bridge in there. So actually, I didn't even pull the new bridge up, so we might as well do that. That is the link there. Don't want to jump too far ahead, do we? We're 18 minutes on the hour. We've got plenty of time during the live stream. So this is the bridge, and you click connect, hit the MetaMask, boom, and you can see that we've got limits in here too. Daily limits, okay, daily limits there. So it's got a few little different features in here from the older bridge. So if we're on Ethereum, let's switch the bridge around to Ethereum. Let's say we're on Ethereum here. We bought some Rat Pulse. I don't have any, but we bought some Rat Pulse. Then we got this little dial here. Look at that. Look at that. So if we don't want to unwrap it, we can just bridge it over. We want to have it unwrapped, so we get native pulse. Then you see I've got native pulse in there, 2,500. Then just toggle it on. Receive native pulse. Isn't that cool? What's the limits on here? Heaps. What's that? 1 trillion pulse, is it? That's pretty big. So that's kind of cool. That's pretty much it. So if you buy that on the chain there with the address, with this new address, once there's liquidity, like I said, it didn't see much liquidity in there at the moment because it's only been out for an hour or two. So we'll hopefully that will get full up during the day. But that's kind of cool. Let's see. I think that's it. So yeah, if you've got any comments to add on to this that I haven't seen or thought about, let us know in the chat there. But that is pretty easy to use. Everyone can come, everyone can play and buy their favorite stuff. So nice. All right, I think that's it on there. Let's jump back into some of these other comments that are coming up. Let me get out of there first of all, and let's come up to the latest comment. Hex went up 10,000x. And that's cool. On a vastly superior FUD. Yeah, there used to be heaps of FUD. What Pulsechain.com and PulseX are experiencing right now is a comedic in comparison. Yeah, I think there's been very little actually from my point of view. Very little compared to the Hex days. And of course, a lot of the big people that are out there are actually supportive of Pulsechain, right? So you got your BitBoy, your Ivan on Tech, they're all pretty supportive. So what Pulsechain.com and PulseX are experiencing right now is comedic in comparison. These attacks are so weak, you'd almost expect everyone was secretly holding a position and stealth advertising, says Richard. So I thought that was pretty funny. Let's see what people think about that. KG says no publicity is bad publicity, which is kind of what I said yesterday when we were reading that article. It was just so full of so many errors. It was a bit weird. They know this and want their bags pumped. Matty Allen's putting in how high do you think it can go? PulseX. So, yeah, a few people in there. Then we've got, what else we got going on here? I thought this was rather cryptic. He goes, hey, y'all, how would you grade a 8K 520 megabit slog through? I don't know what this but as clip is. DaVinci Resolve don't seem to like it. It's insanely short, so don't get too excited. Resolve also doesn't like a 1080p proxy file. So I thought we were going to get some sort of image release after that, but that hasn't come out as far as yet. I'm not sure what he was referring to there. So that's pretty much it. Let's have a look, see if he's got any replies on it at the moment. Let's have a look at some of those. All-time highs, what's that referring to? A 3-word letter, then I love you. All-time highs. Yeah, that's true. That's pretty witty. What else? I think that's kind of it. Jump through some of those. No, I think that's kind of cool. All right, so that's pretty much it on Richard. So we're going to jump into the review. Before we do that, though, let's catch up on the chat. And before we get into the current results at the moment, overnight was pretty green. I liked it. Let me jump back up here. Definitely got a rod, I think. Got up to there. Adrian says, one thing that makes me positive is not looking at USDC charts, only ratios. Try it. Yes, I think that's what I do most of the time, I think, actually, Adrian. So I agree with you on there. I read a beat up article about RH and Pulsechain saying how exuberant the gas fees are on Pulse. What a load of crap. Yeah, maybe it was a reverse week and didn't realize they're talking about ETH chain. Yeah, I think so. I think you might be right about that. Spike in the house there. What's up, all? Good to see you, Spike. Starlink. Yes, thank you, Murky. Starlink. Sandy Beach, maybe you should get Starlink. There we are. Stargate. You know me and my sci-fi. Starlink. Maybe you should get that. Yep. Priz on Starlink too. They seem to have good deals in some places, and so you might be able to get that. Mickey says Starlink will power Hexco. Yeah. Or Bright Starlight. That's true, Sandy Beach. You picked up on that one very well. What else there? Let's jump through that. Good morning, Superman. Hello, fellow Hexkins. Good to see you, Joe Bryan. Adrian says it sounded like a hater on that comment. I'm not. No, I didn't take it like that. So that's cool. What else we got going on here? Brazology says, lol, he has unfollowed 15 people since he followed me. He was at 1505 and I was 1506, and now he is following 1490. Oh my goodness, that's pretty bad. So yeah, he doesn't follow too many people. So it's kind of cool. Well done, Briz. I love my RH follow, says Sandy Beach. Oh wow, well done, Sandy Beach. Nice on that one. Brazology says, after I told people to stop crying about being unfollowed, I knew from then on I could never ask for the follow. So when he did it on his own, it actually felt really good. That's awesome, Briz. Nice one. Well deserved, man. You've been killing it. You've been killing it for years now, Briz. You've been killing it for years. Someone has just sacrificed 1.15 million on a 9-inch. Yeah, cool. That's some crazy money right there. Randy, if Randy's the referrer, he's going to be loving that. What else we got going there? JC in the house there. Sounds like Richard is trying to edit a little video for us from the DaVinci Resolve tweet he made. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought we were going to get some video. That does sound, I think you've summed it up pretty well from what I can tell. BMA says, I really enjoyed the information and knowledge on this channel, but isn't a professional as it could be. Yeah, sorry about that, BMA. It's the old Kiwi lingo. We say ums and ahs too much. It is hard to stop. I have tried many times. I'll do my best. I just did it again. Murky says, I wonder when V2 farms will come out. I'm excited about what peers will be available for time. Yeah, we're going to look at that, Murky, when it comes up. Priz is awesome. There we are. Signed, sealed, and delivered from Sandy. Very, very, very cool. All right, let's get into the results at the moment overnight. Should we get the bubbles out? Let's get the bubbles out as well. Let's get bubbles. I'm pretty sure I got bubbles around. Bubbles. Is it bubbles still around? I think we have got it still here. Bubbles. Look at that. Woohoo! Hex bubbles, man. Look at that. Hex bubbles. It's nice to see it green this time, right? Instead of red. So last time I think the market was green and we were red for 2 days, right? We were red for 2 days. But it's nice to see PulseX, and that are the biggest bubbles on here, apart from Tron. I guess that was pretty cool. So yeah, I don't know. Can you see other little tricks here that you can make them pull over faster? But that is Hex Pulse looking pretty good there. Yeah, you click on it and it brings down the scroll bar there. But nice to see bubbles. Yeah, bubbles, you can do it. All right. If you haven't got the site, I'll post this in the chat there. If you're new to crypto, most of you have been around. I've seen the site a million times. But that is, I'll just post that link in the chat there if you guys want to check out the site. If you're relatively new to crypto. All right, cool. Bubbles, and I think you can scroll down. Yeah, scroll down. There's a whole table down the bottom. Yeah, the whole table down. All right, nice. All right, let's go into pulseburn.com. And of course, we've got the price here, 000149, up 24% overnight. So nice, 24 hours. We're at 1.49x a sacrifice. So it'd be nice to get back to. So far, I think the high we've got to is 0028. So it'd be nice to get back into that space. That's almost a 3x, isn't it? Our burn is a beautiful 2.2 billion pulses burned through the EIP 1559, all that. Looking good. What else are we going to say about that? Let's go into PulseX. Now this is burning beautifully on Pulse, right? And we also got the Validators burning their Pulse, or 20% of them at least. But the PulseX here is incredible. We've got the price here at quadruple 617, and it's up 22%. It's probably going to take a little while to just get that sort of back towards sacrifice. But once we get the V2 PulseX and all that sort of just starts to settle down a little bit, once people have decided to make decisions on where their liquidity is going and all that sort of stuff, that would be pretty cool. At the moment, of course, we've got a 117 billion PulseX burn. That's up 3 billion from yesterday. Remember we had the big no expectations address, and we jumped from about 98 billion during our live stream yesterday. That's where we were at yesterday. We're at 98 billion, and we jumped to 114 billion on the big burn that the no expectations address did. And now we're up from there. So we got up to about 114 billion, and now we're up to 117 billion, which is pretty awesome. I think those math makes sense. Yeah, so it's about 16 billion from the no expectations address. And there we are, looking really good. But the cool thing about this is really bullish. Like we're at 0.557% of the public supply burned based on the numbers that are showing here at 21 trillion. So still don't know the complete makeup of that. I expected that to be a bit lower than that, but that is what they're showing. So, but in your case, that's over 0.5% of supply in the public hands. It's non-OA that has been burned. That's awesome. That is really, really incredible. Looking forward to that over time. Now, obviously, if people are migrating more liquidity over to Pulse V2, then they'll get fees and it will be a slower burn, all things equal. But obviously, we're hoping to keep growing the DEX and the super DEX out there. Right, so that's pretty much on that one, but we're up by 22.55%, slightly lower than the Pulsechain at the moment on 24.4. Incentive token there is up 19.54%. And the Pulse there sitting at about 181,500 Pulse per incentive, with the total supply of incentive token at 1.78 million. So it started off at 0. Remember, PulseX and Pulse were largely given out by the Sacrifice set. Pulse, of course, had the AMM bot minting as well. But apart from that, incentive token has started from 0. So we're at 1.78 million there as well, getting some nice juicy rewards. We're kind of expecting some new pools to start. Any pool that's going to attract the big volume, the big turnover, the big communities over in Ethereum that are worthy of attracting. Those are the ones we should reasonably expect to to get new farms for potentially. So maybe wrap Bitcoin, wrap ETH, these sort of things, just the bigger pools. We're going to see, especially with high turnovers, big markets, SHIB maybe something like that. That's kind of it's going to be interesting to see how Richard plays that part of it now. Now that we've got all the sort of the obvious ones out of the way, these are probably the last class of that. It's going to be interesting to see which ones he picks out in the future. What combination. So that's kind of cool there. We've got Hex at the moment at 0.0184, up 18.73%. Well deserved. I think Hex is a little bit undervalued there. Obviously, Hex is also competing a little bit with the APRs, but from the farms, but the farms have other risk variables taken into account compared to Hex. So it's going to be interesting to see that. In any case, the combined value of PHEX or Hex on Pulsechain and EHEX, Hex on Ethereum, is 0.0325. So really nice move there. I think that's a nice level at the moment, and looking forward to further strengthening. Hopefully, we also have still quite a few big short-term stakers coming out on the ETH chain at least. We'll talk about that, and we're still getting. I said that we could get up to 5 weeks of price discovery and volatility around the Hex in particular. So what we're in day 18 now, is it something like that? So that's still moving through. We're still getting, we had some good early green shoots. We'll talk more about that when we get to Hex daily stats. But yeah, that's looking good. I think it's a nice little move, stronger there, 3.26 if you've got combined. Nice. All right, moving to the chain. Chain keeps burning. You can see pulses burning in every block. Look at that. Burn, burn, burn. We love that. And what else we got going there? Let's move the links around. Look at the links in the middle here. We've got some sponsors here too. So congratulations to PLS Burn. Not only if they've got their iOS app out, but they've got 2 sponsors here. Hex Toys. We had Hex Toys come in here the other day and drop a nice super sticker in the house. That was pretty cool. And Hocus Pocus here is also supporting. We haven't seen Hocus Pocus around for a while. So maybe I'll talk about them later on. But nice little supports there. Sponsored. Nice. And what happened? Everything else has disappeared. What's happened to the site? Oh no, it's changed. They've changed it so much. I didn't even notice because I haven't actually looked. Okay, so here we go. So we've got they've actually put back the data I wanted. Remember, I told you I wanted the day here. So they got day 21 since the 13th of May, 2023. Okay, we're on day 21 then. It is. So maybe I'm day 17 since day 18 since PulseX has been up. So maybe day 21 since Pulse has been up. So that would be 3 weeks. Any other 3 week today for Pulsechain. Okay, cool. We've got the validators. Let's click onto that. Let's jump onto that. So this is the validators. It's actually probably some ways a little bit easier, although scrolling down was easy enough, but it's probably I'll get used to it. We've got 658.3 billion Pulse is staked. So what do you want in tokenomics? You want burns and staking. That's typically those combinations. Those are your supply sinks. So we've got the EIP burn is really, really cool. But the staking with validators is absolutely outstanding. I mean, it's mind-blowing. We're talking about 658 billion hitting, we could reasonably head towards 1 trillion over time, which is off the market, which is pretty awesome, right? That's pretty cool. We saw that the PLS burn with the supply is, let's argue that it's 15 trillion here. That we get to 1 trillion of validators off. That's a huge percentage off the market, which is pretty cool. All right, so that's nice. What else there? We've got the validators. So validators looking good. We're up to 20,572 that are active at the moment and 342 entering. So that's pretty cool. Now, when you're validated, there's little issues that you may have, when you're first running up there, trying to get it optimized so that you don't get lose fees or anything like that. It's a lot of funny things. Now, this is showing the current APR at 22.9% at the moment. So that is current APR paid in Pulse. Obviously, the Hex contracts are around about 40% at the moment. So this is 22.9% paid in Pulse rather than Hex. Now there's 342 entering at the moment. So we are heading towards 21,000, which is really, really neat. So and of course that's going to top up the amount staked at the moment, which is exactly at the current price is $100 million, which is cool. I like that. I like that a lot. All right, to be a validator at the moment, you need 32 million Pulse. That is about $4,800 at the moment. So you can imagine if Pulse price rises, rise by 5x, this could go up to 25,000, right? So what's it to be Ethereum validator? Something like 60K or something. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see that as well. Looking at the bridge, of course, you got the bridge deposits. Looking at the current prices, $157.8 million over the bridge, 98.2% deposited, which is cool. We can see the leaders there with the big stables and ETH and X in there. PulseX transactions running at, what's this, the 13th of May there, we're running at 3,344,000 transactions so far, up 2.61%, I guess is a 24-hour number there. Looking pretty good. So over 21 days, which is pretty neat. Let's do quick math on that. 344,639, and we'll divide that by, I don't know, 21. That's what something didn't go right there, man. Something did not go right there when I'm doing it live on stream. That's all right. Let's go divide that by 21. And that's 160,000 a day on average. It's saying there, so that's pretty cool. Volume, what do we got? Volume there, 103 million in volume, down 26%. It's saying there. Liquidity is at a 367 million. It's at 367, up 1.63%. So that's good news there. All right, gas, the gas bridge here, super cheap, 18 cents for a swap at the moment. 1 cent for a coin transfer and a pulse, and then 4 cents for a PRC20 transfer like Wrap Pulse or anything else like that. 92x cheaper than Ethereum and 164 times cheaper than Bitcoin. And yeah, like I said, we were doing ordinals, man, that was so slow and expensive. Is on the old Bitcoin there. Challenging one there. Only use case I see for Bitcoin is a store of value. That's about it. That is about it for that. All right, so that is pretty much it on there. Well, we've got portfolio. Track the value of your bags coming soon. Okay, cool. So it's really upping this one on the site here. And of course, the iOS app is out at the moment, so that's pretty nice. So nice green night overnight. Let's go back to Pulsechain, and we're going to have a look at PulseX quickly. Let's go to Pulsechain. Pulse gains, as we like to say. We've got the Pulse to PulseX ratio at 2.39, which has come back a little bit, which is kind of cool to see. Let's have a look over the last month or 3 weeks or 18 days, is it? 3 weeks. And we got the ratio was really high when it started. It was up around 4. Look at that, 4 for Pulse to PulseX. But Pulse come down, got stronger, and we're now down at about 2.334. Sorry, it shows here at 2.14, but I think we did get down to about 1.93 or something like that from memory on these days. But at the moment, we're at 2.39. So PulseX there, stronger in the mix. Now going to farms, let's have a look at farms. Now we're on V1 here, so if you want to swap between V1 PulseX, which had all the fees going to buy and burning, or if you wanted to go to V2, which doesn't have that, basically the fees go to the people providing liquidity, which was the original intention, then that is there. But on V1, we've got all these farms running at the moment, earning pretty nice incentive tokens, all pretty much the standard ones we've been used to looking at recently. We have the finished farms, which is the Hex ones, these Hex ones here. Those are the finished ones. You can ignore the Wrap Bitcoin ones, they're kind of in error. But these two here were already up, they're finished. Still got some liquidity in there, so people have not pulled these out yet. They're still sitting in there. So if that's you, pull out your LP. Just go, there'll be a minus button if you've got some in there. Just take that out and then go back to liquidity, and you can choose whether or not you want to pull it out. You don't have to pull out liquidity, but if you want to put it into V2 to end the fees, then you can do that. So if you're not in a farm, your options are that if you're not in one of these farms earning incentive token, which is pretty lucrative, 185,000 pulse per incentive, then you can go, you can remove your liquidity if you want to earn the fees. Now, if you want to do a public good, in other words, you don't care about the fees and you want them all to go and burn PulseX as a public good, then you can just leave them in there. But if you want to earn the fees for yourself, then you can go into V2 and take it out of V1 and go put it back in liquidity here in V2. Now, obviously, you may or may not have faced some impermanent loss, and in terms of the amount of pulse, but because the price of PulseX had come back, particularly yesterday, still true today, is that you may have a lot more PulseX. If you're bullish about that, then you may end up got a lot more of the Richard Hart coins, which can't be too bad moving forward. All right, so that's kind of the play there. think we'll move on from that. So that's pretty much that. Did I answer everything I was going to say about that? Yeah. We don't have limit orders. We don't have the DAO. We don't have one-to-side staking pool yet. So still waiting for that sort of stuff as well. Now on V2, there may be farms coming up. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. Obviously, if you're in V1 and you're on the farms, you can do the farming, and V2 doesn't have farms yet on here. But hey, look, they may turn up. We'll see in time. Sure they will. We'll just wait and see. All right, that's pretty much it on there. What else? Can we say anything else? I think that's it. If you hit on V1, if you hit the ellipsis up here, these three dots, you will bring up the info tab. It'll give you all the prices and stuff in here. If you go to V2, I don't believe that's actually working yet. So if I click the ellipsis, that is not working yet. So the only thing that's working is the burn. Looks like we've got 63.49 million PLSXs burned so far on this version of V2, but on V1, of course, we've got 100 million here. It says 100 billion at the moment. It says, which is a bit weird because we got the higher burn on here of 117. So I guess that's because it's just been sent from the expectation stress. Is my guess there. All right, so looking good. That would make the difference. That's pretty much it on PulseX. We're going to get into the prices. Before we do that, though, let's get into the chat and say hello. We're going to pull up all the price charts. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to the news first. We're going to the news. Welcome to the news. We're going to the news first. Got a few updates around the ecosystem that's happening. Let me catch up here. What else do we do? Brazzi says someone set 1.5 million. Shows us your hand, Superman. I know it was you. No, it wasn't me. I haven't really supported that, haven't I? The 9-inch, so it's not going to be me, Briz. It's not going to be me. What else there? I'm supporting PulseX. That's what I'm supporting. What else we got going there? Sup, Pulsechain fan people, says Phil. Good to see you, Phil. Anyone who shifts who shills sites like Zen got unfollowed by RH is not mine. What else we got going on there? BMA says it was one of the first things we learned in public speaking class in college. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I know that already. It's people were asking me about that ages ago. But it is a very Kiwi thing. So I guess the Canadians kind of do it, but they do it the other way. They go, "How you doing, eh? What's up over there, eh?" They put the A at the end, whereas we're always gonna like we've got an R rather than a E. How you doing, eh? It's kind of a little bit like that. Hex on Crypto Bubbles is Hex. Yeah, I guess it is. I'm not sure actually. I didn't actually check that actually. No, that's a good question. Crypto Bubbles is proof positive. Hex is decorrelated from the market. You can argue with me on Twitter. Nice one, Tintop. PLS at 1 billion market cap. Bottom is in. Let's go. And joking, it's not the bottom, but that means I can accumulate more. Accumulate is the main thing you can do when the big layer 1 chain launches. The first few months and even 6 to 12 months, 18 months, depending on where the chart is going, is a good time to accumulate. We've got Sandeep in the house. Hey, Sandeep, good to see you. It's been a little while. Hello, Superman. Good to see you. Fat Sammy is in the house as well. Been a longer time since Fat Sammy's been in. Good to see you, Fat Sammy. Good to see you, Fat Sammy in the house there. Adrian's in the house there too. Hate what the daily candle starts with a small push up for a retest. Hope I'm wrong this time. Charity says I'm not ready for a run up. Isn't this exciting? It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Brazil says I'm suspecting V2 won't have farms. Lol, and I think I'm okay with that, says Briz. Yeah, well, it may not have to, so we'll see. We'll see what happens there. I'm sure it may. It seems more likely that we'll get something in there, but we'll see what happens. Farming incentive causes more buy and burn for PulseX. Farming incentive causes more buy and burn for PulseX. Yes, it does. It's certainly correlated to the bonding there is working pretty well. PulseX, Pulse, and incentive token. Certainly holding that incentive token up at the moment. What else we got going there? Mickey says, is it better to farm V1 or V2? I think I just went through all that, Mickey. Brazil has an opinion. You get ANC in the farms, V1s, but no trading fees, but you get trading fees on V2, but no incentive token. Yeah, so V1 would be if you're in those major, if you're in the farm, if you're in a liquidity that's in one of those farms, then that would make far more sense. Get your cake and get to eat it, pretty much, says Briz. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. For the time being, I agree with you on that. Briz, when will your fees show for LP on V2? I'll leave that to Briz to answer. We got Christian in the house there. Wow, $63 to get 1 million PulseX. Great price, 100%. Fantastic price at the moment. That's what I say. Accumulate. That's what you can do. All right, where are we going here? We're going to get into the charts. I'm just going to make sure we've got the right things set up here. Let's get into the news first, actually. We're going to do the news. Let's do all those. So here we go. The news today. All right. Ching Ching. Now, I'm not really familiar with the site. Anyone that's seen it, you can know, but it is a site here that's is another portfolio manager. So we've seen what? There must be 4, 5, 6 of these out at least, at the minimum, half a dozen at least that I've seen. You always got to check the site and, what this reputation and all that sort of stuff. This one I haven't really done much on it. But Ching Ching here. Hey, Richard Hart, if you liked the Pulse Burn app, you'll love this Pulsechain dedicated portfolio tracker, which has been out for over a year. Some cool, super cool widgets on here. I actually think we've talked about this possibly in the past. I just can't remember. But that's kind of cool. Some cool super widgets on Pulsechain. So there we are, Ching Ching there at the moment. So kind of cool, interesting looking sites. Haven't done much due diligence on that, but I thought I'd pull that up because I'm sure we have seen this before, but on this one. That is pretty much that one. Now, probably the bigger news here with the bigger platforms, Coinly, which does I think the taxation. So Coinly here, the easiest way to track and report your crypto taxes, is now supporting Pulsechain. We promised another update announcement when we had more updates. So here you go. Confirmation Pulse integration incoming within just a few weeks. Now, we talked about this when they first got pushed up here, but now it looks like it's definitely coming within the next few weeks. So that's going to be really useful. Really, really cool to have Coinly doing tax support for Pulsechain, which is great, right? Integrate Pulsechain in progress. Nice. 168 up likes there too. So I thought that was really, really cool. Great. I love Coinly, by the way. Is there a way to make backups of my own data? So he's got some questions in there. Fantastic. So people are pretty happy with that as well. So cool. That is very, very bullish. So, we're getting adoption, man. We get these big sites like this doing adoption. Very, very cool indeed. So they got 62,000 followers on Twitter. Now, the other big news, of course, RG3 teasing an announcement of an announcement. Big things happening with the highest of stakes. Should have an announcement tomorrow during the FN Hangout. So that's on Discord Syndicate. So big things happening with the highest of stakes. Should have an announcement tomorrow. So that's kind of an announcement of an announcement. Mozzie is an announcement of announcement. No, says RG3. No. We got Toby One in there. Says I have to pop on because Toby One is a producer on it, right? But I'm not saying stuff about it unless Patrick gives me the green light. I've had my hand slapped before. Yes, just chill. I got this. Says RG3. What else we got in there? Bookmarking as evidence, says Toby. So yeah, this should be pretty cool. Well, this is obviously a big deal. If they get some big streaming service or whatever this is about, it's going to be a huge exposure for Pulsechain. And now we've got that native bridge up, and once that's all up and running pretty smoothly, that's going to be awesome. So those are the big newses out today. Newses? Did I say that? That's such a Kiwi thing to do. It's the newses. It's the newses out today. All right, so nice. It's funny when you hear yourself doing your own sort of country colloquialism or whatever. So that's pretty cool on that one. That is RG3 looking good. So that's the news today. That is the news. Or it's like we like to say, to news. Right, let's get back into some of these other comments here before I move too far ahead. Where we got here? If you're hanging out tonight, it's Sandy Beach. Murky's in the conspiracy theory part here. Imagine the coding error was actually intended a big brain play, and we can really support it. That's in there. yeah. All right, let's get into some of the stuff here. Let me pull up. What time are we doing it? The 12:20. Let me have a look at the chart here. I'm kind of cheating today, to be honest. Let's get into Hex daily stats, then we'll go to Pulsechain prices. Let's do Hex daily stats. We're going to mix it up a bit today. So we've got day 1278 hot off the press. the 2nd of June 2023. The price is up 11%. 2 green days. Look at that. 2 green days, 11%, 5.7. We'll take it. And we're up at 1.4 cents here on ETH chain. We've got the payout per T-share is glorious. 6.548 Hex per T-share and a price. We've got yield and price. I love it. I love it. I love it. Get your T-shares, the hex.com. Start mining Hex today. NFA, of course. Share rate, big jump in the share rate today on the ETH chain, 79.4. Woohoo! That's huge. So it's a big day in the office there. We had a couple of decent jumps in the last 10 days. 27,512. We are expecting this to head towards over 31,000 by the end of the year. So earlier pays better. That's as simple as that. Earlier pays better to get those precious shares. And of course, the price at the moment is making it a lot easier accessible. But that share rate is going up against everybody. So earlier pays better on there. And we've got the average mine length, 7.9 years. The APY is awesome, 39.18%, looking juicy. And what else there? We've got the liquidity. It's gone below 200 million. Down you go. Down you go. So that's gone down below 200 million. We're up there for 3 days. And out of the last 5 days, out of the last 10 days. So, yeah, back to 190. That's kind of cool. Liquidity has been pulled. Someone pulled the liquidity. We're down, even with the price increase, we're down at 352,000 on ETH chain there. So that's pretty interesting, that move there. And what the liquidity pool is on ETH is up to 224,000. So interesting move there with the LP. I've only just seen that, so I might look at that later myself. T shares there is down 7,661, and we're sitting at 9.9 million in the T share pool. So after having quite a few days recovery, if you look at it, we had all this volatility with the T shares, and we had all the large T shares. We had all those big Hex large short miners out there. They all came out, and looks like we're generally getting a bit of an increase there last 2 days. We've still got, at the moment, we've got all these big T shares coming out the next couple of days. So probably just mostly reflecting those at the moment. I had a look at the global T shares coming out yesterday in my own time, and noticed that was the case. What else? Let's jump over to the locked as well. Locked percentage of coins, 9.32% of Hex is locked at the moment. We've got over 500,000 in penalties, and this has been a kind of green shoots and nice, allowing the price to recover a bit too. The volatility has definitely died down. So if we look at, let's look at the last 30 days, you can sort of see it's coming in. We're starting to come into these big penalties here from day 12.55. Looking back 20 days, you can see all the big penalties coming in, and still true in the last 10 days, but starting to cool down now over the last 4 days here. Interesting move there. We've also seen, obviously, the stability in the liquid holders as well. After the launch price discovery, look at all those, the carnage in the liquid holders. Look at that. It's the last 20 days, last 10 days that started to cool down, which is kind of cool. Now tissue miners down 29 and 36. Obviously, we've got big T shares coming out at the moment. So that's kind of our net impact there. So we're 124.25, 43 though on current liquid holders at 334.8, and total holders up to 4 to 575.47 day 12.78. And of course we're on day 12.79, or at least on the Hex side. But two awesome stuff here, looking juicy in terms of the payouts. And of course we've got 6.513 on Ethereum and 6.48 Hex per T-share on Pulsechain. So if you've got Hex on both chains, you're enjoying that double passive income, which is neat. But yeah, what is the combined price there is sitting at, what do we say, 3.26 cents on the combined price of that at the moment. So it's Hex Daily Stats. Cool. Now we're going to get into the Pulsechain prices. Let's jump into that. I haven't actually got this set up, so I'm going to set it up while I'm talking to you guys. What do we got there? Let's pull up the Hex there. We're also going to pull up, let's pull up the watch lists. Let's pull up Pulsechain project, shall we? Shall we go Pulsechain projects? And no, yeah, Pulsechain projects. Let me. Oh wait, what happened there? Pulsechain project. I'm going all over the place here. Pulsechain projects, watch lists, and Pulsechain projects. Actually, I might just pull that up when we go to this table. That's going to be much easier. All right, so let's jump in back in here. First of all, let's catch up on the comments. Where are we going here? Let's have a look. We got Vito in the house. Super BNB pot is game on. Ticket number 38. If I win, I'm sending you 5 million pulse. I like my 8% chances. A nice one there, Vito. We wish you the best of luck there. Sounds awesome. Yeah, BNB pot. We covered that yesterday. So if you haven't checked it out, BNB pot, they've got one of their first partners up there running the games as well. So we might pull that up later on if we've got a bit of time. A BNB pot. It's all part of the plan. Build your bag, says Katie. I like it. Morning, Superman. J Pon in the house. Good to see J Pon. What's up, Hex Token family? Woohoo! Take advantage of the fire sales working this weekend again for another chunk of PLS and PLX. Very, very smart. They check my pulse indeed. Hex Expeditions in house there. What happened to Wolverine? Pulse Bitcoin. Yeah, we're not going to talk about the drama Expedition. We're trying to avoid the drama on this channel. I'm well aware of those issues going on there, but we're not going to talk about them. All right, we got PulseX. Let's get into the charts. Bam. And of course, we've got the price there at 406272. That is currently going on there at the moment. Looking pretty nice in the old chart there. That's on the hourly chart. Therefore, I like to look at the trends after we look at the price tag there. Looking pretty nice. Looking on the daily, let's have a look at the daily. There's our daily chart at the moment. And of course, that yellow line there, this yellow line, which is pretty wrecked, that yellow line is the pretty much the one, that's the sacrifice price, pretty much around that quadruple 001. Oh, sorry, 0001 mark there. So we've still got a bit of work to do to get back up there. What do we got there? We need a 58% increase. So maybe split that into 2 days. That's what we need to get up to get back to sac price. But law of convergence, man. Law of convergence. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. All right. So we're up, looking pretty good. Let's jump over to Rat Pulse. This is all on Pulsechain, by the way, these charts. So we've got 00015 is the Rat Pulse versus DAI. That's looking pretty good. That is above the sacrifice price there. 50%. So that's nice. And of course, with all-time highs back here on the 22nd of May, we got up to 0002883. Oh, slightly higher than I thought, actually. 0002883. So almost 00029. So almost a 3x there. That is the play. So cool. Incentive token has been defined the odds. And of course, that is bonded, right? These are all kind of bonded together. And of course, this PulseX, this incentive token here is doing pretty well. Let's have a look at the ratio, though. This is the one I really follow. And we're sitting at 186. So we've bounced off, looks like this 180. 180 there is where we've bounced off that at the moment. So holding up, but it's still got the downtrend, but it's bonded a bit, holding up there at the moment. All right, what else we got going? We've got the Hex price. Hex is performing pretty well in my view, so that's going pretty well. This Hex on Pulsechain, and nice to see this little move here on the hourly. So you look at the daily on Pulsechain. It's the daily, so they all got pretty similar looking, well, except for incentive token. They got all pretty similar looking charts there. Look, so yep, 1.9 cents there. It'd be nice to break out over 2 cents on the Pulsechain. That'd be very, very cool. Bullish sign if that does. And of course, we've got. Let's have a look on the ETH chain. Let's look at Hex on the ETH chain there. We're going to go to this pair. 2 by 1. Yeah, we'll go for this pair. And let's get rid of all the overlays. This is the one we've been following for ages on this channel, and we're sitting about 1.4 cents there at the moment. So 1.9 on Pulse, 1.4. So we've got a bit of price separation actually on the Pulsechain with the Hex PHEX there, which is interesting. All right, so that is pretty much that. Let's jump over to you guys get it. We're going to go to the. We can actually have a look at all the V2s now. Now I've got the V2s under here, PulseX V2. So it's a good way of summary. If you're using Deck Screener, it's a good way to kind of group them together. If you are, depending on how much activity you're doing, you can group them together there. So this is the new pairs here on the PulseX V2. You can see that we've got the PulseX liquidity up here. Says $10 million. EHEX or PHEX there. Sorry, EHEX, yeah, PHEX there is at 5 million. We've got Hex Pulse there as well, $1 million. So it's building up liquidity from the looks of it. That's on that one. What else we got going? Pulsechain projects. We're going to have a quick look at that. I've actually got to add the weight token here. I realized I didn't even have the weight token, but there's probably one. I'm going to go through and try and check the projects today because I may have more to add on here. But at the moment, on liquidity, the liquidity is the swap token from Jeff Gadakis is the biggest one at the moment, and we've got IM from Internet Money at 32K. Poor Pleb there is 16. We've got Fiat there is at 14. Pulse Kittens there at 12K. Time token at 6K. Time token deserves to have a bit more liquidity in there, but it's I think it might have suffered from a little bit of payout there. People are earning their funds, earning their swap fees. Now, the one thing I was going to say about Internet Money is that they're doing lots of updates on Twitter, which has been really great, which is kind of cool. I like that. And Texan down the bottom there, 4.3K, which seems particularly small. So I'm not sure what other peers are out there. That is where the players and the best performer over the last 24 hours is Internet Money, up 45%, Poor Pleb up 36%, Pulse Kitten up 22%, and Swap up 21%, and Fiat up 21% as well. Waiting for Fiat to launch on Pulsechain. I think that's going to be probably do better. I don't know. Let me know in the chat. Do you think it's going to do better than on the Ethereum chain? Because at the moment they're sitting at about 850K on there. So, do you want to see that to drift up into the millions if it can? I've seen it over 1 million for a short period of time, but that's going to be interesting on Pulsechain. We want to get that leverage play in there, right, where people putting their tokens, Pulse, and stuff like that on there, and then getting that to launch. So, looking forward to that. That's kind of could be the first opening salvo. I guess what oracles they're waiting for. They're probably waiting like everybody else, possibly for the for some more oracles for that. So we'll see, like fetch and stuff like that. So waiting for there. All right. What else we got on here? What is that? Lion Wings says, made it. Hi, Superman. Good to see you, Lion Wings. Great that you can make it. Brazoli says, I really like the tokenomics of PulseX. And me too, Briz. And of course, a lot of people are sacrificed for it too. So that's another key. If the single-sided staking gets you anywhere near 40-50% APY, it could be I shouldn't say it, it could be a hex killer, says Briz. But they won't be up for long, Briz. They won't be up for long, those pools. That's the thing about the staking, one-sided staking pools. We're so blessed. All our gifts to keep idle hands at bay. That is true. That is true. And Sandy can't wait for single-sided staking. Yes. We'll see what comes up in there. It's going to be an interesting wild card there with what the projects are. What else? There we go in there. I think that's it. We've covered the projects. I do have to add the weight token. Let me know if there's not there's projects that are on that I haven't added because this is about 4 days old now since I went through those. We've got PulseX V2. We're going to add. I've got to add the. I'll add the group for the new bridge. I haven't added bridge pairs. So you are going to have. So you can sort of see my organization. I am having to add a few things in here as well. So just to organize it so that you can follow the flow. The flow, as it were. The flow. Here we go. There's a snake went past us. What the heck? All right. That is good. That's good, eh? Do you like that, eh? Welcome to Canada, eh? Welcome to Nova Scotia, eh? Is it Canada? I'm pretty sure. I gotta be careful with my geography there. Eh? That's pretty much it. So we got 1.855 cents. I didn't tell you guys the story when I was in Toronto. I was up the top of the CNN Tower. Was it CNN Tower? I think it's so, yeah. And we're all these tourists, right? We're all tourists, and we're in this line, right, waiting to get into the top of the elevator lift or whatever, the lift at the top, and we're waiting patiently, all nicely queued up in a nice line. Then there's two guys. They just jumped in, and they were Canadian. They were Canadian. They talk Canadian and everything. They jumped ahead of the queue and straight into the lift that's about to go down from the top. And someone said something. I said, and then I piped up and I said, they must be. They jumped the queue. They must be Canadians, something like that. And everyone was like, it was pretty funny. It was much funnier when you're there, but I almost got myself thrown off the CNN tower. That's pretty much it. All right. All right. When in Spain, speak Canadian, eh? All right. So there we are. It's looking good. I think we're looking pretty good on the price charts there. And of course, super bullish news from Richard Hart today. You can't do much better than that. Now, I was going to bring up BNB pot, so let's do that. BNB pops. Let's have a look. I have to switch over. Do I have to switch over? No, probably maybe not. Let's go to Powerball and let us see. We got the waiting one here. This is are they waiting? Does that mean it's what does it mean by waiting? Unlimited. Do I have to change over to the smart wallet? Do I? Let me have a look here. Smart wallet. Smart chain. Bam. What the heck is going on here? What is going on there? It seemed like has he changed the connection link? Let's have a look here. All right, cool. All right, so this is the BNB version, but the one that we're looking at here is the what do we call this? We profiled this the other day. It is the, does it say the name? What's the name, for goodness sake? Vault. That's it. Vault community. And what they got in here? 1.7 million volts is minimum. 10 BNB fee burn on there. So that's kind of cool. It looks like they got 32 people on it, which is pretty cool. So that does appear to be working very well. Nice little partnership there. And of course, this one says 3 hours of waiting. I don't know what waiting means. This is live. I guess it's you can enter 18 hours to go. And that's got 3 days on this one. So I guess there's no entry in here. So I guess they haven't started it yet. So that is cool. But the first partnership definitely looks like it's gaining traction there and getting some ticket entries, which is nice to see. All right, very cool. Positive. All right, so that's pretty much it. Let's jump back into the chat and catch up where we are at the stage. Yeah, the highest of stakes. We might get some news about the highest of stakes. Been looking forward to that. We are so blessed, says Check My Pulse. All our gifts to keep the idle hands at bay, indeed. So glad I found this community and tremendous opportunities. Everyone here staying the course for the long haul will be in the top 1%. We are so ahead of the 99% people are going to invest. HODL, says Check My Pulse. I really hope we all make it. Some will sell along the way and be gone. That is true. All right, we're up to an hour and 8 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's go to one more check to Richard Hart, because sometimes he always sneaks out a little tweet around this time of day. Was I right? Was I right? Oh, was I right? Look at that. He's come out with some tweets. Well, we were just about to finish. All right, so there we are. 12 minutes ago, buy Wrap Pulse on Ethereum, and then bridge. Pulsechain.com, 2 native Pulse on Pulsechain for gas to use on PulseX.com, the world's most liquid exchange on Pulse, or even to move your free world's largest airdrop crypto, largest free airdrop, ERC20 copies around. And of course, that's cool. App.uniswap.org. There's a 3 million of liquidity on Uniswap V3 for Wrap Pulse ETH. As of the post, there's over 100 million liquidity on PulseX for Wrap Pulse there, which is kind of cool. To be clear, you only need enough Pulse to pay for gas, then you can bridge Pulsechain.com over and use the vastly more liquid app.PulseX exchange on Pulsechain and pay often 50 to 100 times lower gas and have 50 times more liquidity. So cool on that one. Nice. There we go. All right. What are we going to say about that? There's 3 million on liquidity on Uniswap V3 for Wrap Pulse ETH. Yeah, I didn't see that 3 million, so I'm going to have to hunt that myself. We looked for that. All right, that is cool. Cool. Keep cool to us at the school. We'll retweet all that out. And bam. Let's go into this first tweet. I just want to see if there's any comments on that one. You upgrade that fast, onboarding getting easier. You rock, sir. So we might let's go back. Let's go back down here. Let's bring out. Let's have a look at there again. See what's coming up on this chart. And have a look. Bam. 2, 3. Oh, there we go. There it is. There it is. Suddenly appeared. I said wait. I didn't say wait $3 million later. There was only like 5K in this thing. There was like 5K in this thing when we looked earlier. Right now it's $3 million. What the heck is going on? All right. Katie says RH tweets are epic code for those who know. Love to all says check my pulse. You too, man. And there we are. We got the liquidity. Let's see what happens to the warnings. Are they still there? They still got the warnings on here. Honeypot warning. Yeah, that's weird. Let's give a rocket to that. So cool. There we are. 15 minutes. That is looking good. And let's look at liquidity there. We've got the right contract there. It's a D68A. And that is what Richard's got on here. A D68A. And of course, we've got wrapped ETH in there. Let's jump into, we've got 787 wrapped ETH and almost 10 million wrapped pulse there at the moment. So cool. That's why we wait. I said wait for later because we didn't have to wait that much later. It was like half an hour later, and in comes the liquidity. Wow, that was awesome. All right, so very cool on that one. I'll post that link in the chat here if you want to buy some wrapped pulse and bridge it over to Pulsechain. That is the trading pair. So there we are, folks. Katie says, I like when Superman sings. It means something big is going to happen in our ecosystem. Lol, says Katie. Very funny, man. We got the music in the house. That's right. Dance and sing all day, as you guys know. There we are. That is the link to that pair. It is looking super nice. So what you do is if you can buy that on Uniswap and buy wrapped pulse now with your wrapped ETH on the Ethereum chain. And then you can go to the bridge. And you can bridge it over, yeah, boy. You can bridge it over the Pulse chain from ETH chain and get native pulse. There it is. That native pulse there is the native pulse that will unwrap the wrap pulse from Ethereum and give you pulse on the other side. Whew. It's been a great show. Thank you very much. Thank you, Richard. It's been glorious. We appreciate all these tweets. Thank you very much. It's a year of accumulation. Someone say that is true. You want to do it. Lies beneath said super nice. That is awesome. Rockets to the up and the right. Absolutely. Going to work this weekend and DCA again. That's right. Accumulation year. You guys are in the house. Applause indeed. Check my pulse. Applause indeed. I wish I can buy Pulse. My crypto laptop is sitting idle. No. Starlink. Come on, Sandy. Starlink. No more sound effects, man says. Check my pulse. No, I don't have sound effects. I will work on that. We'll see. It's already up to StreamYard. Big claps from Katie. Awesome. All right, so that's it, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And don't forget, subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, share the channel around. Get into our Discord. It's free. We've got all the links and awesome community in there. Get in there. We've got a Pulsechain help chat there, which a lot of the community people's help people out. We've got audio chats and all sorts of stuff. You can speak to a bunch of people at the same time, which is neat. What else? Well, we got the memberships on the channel. Hit the join button. We've got Pulsechains, Hexkins, Richard Hart Club, and of course, just a simple way of supporting the channel as we live stream every day from the bottom of the world, New Zealand, the land of the Lord of the Rings. Is that a bit old now? I don't know. Still a mystical place. And this is how we rock and roll. All right. Take care, everybody. I'm going to play out some fun music. As you guys know, I need to get some more music, but I will play out our good old favorite because why not? Why not there? So this is a message of love to the coin market cap. Here we go.
Here in my $3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.